What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic, dropping a car vlog real quick. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. Nobody tells you today, remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I pray that the Holy Spirit that is left for us, that we utilize it because it's for us, for salvation, and to also love one another. Praying for everybody going through ups, downs, or just living life. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, the Taking On Podcast, where I interview wrestlers. I talk about wrestling topics, and I put up my wrestling matches as Classic Alpha. I've been wrestling for 12 years. It's definitely a gift from God. Also, subscribe to my second YouTube channel, C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company, where we have a lot of our matches from our previous shows, and we're getting ready for our first show of the year next month, April 20th, called Still the Show in Crown Point, Indiana. So if you're in the northwestern Indiana, Illinois, or just in town, just want to watch some wrestling, please come out and support. You can get tickets on eventbrite.com. Tickets are currently $5 off for kids and adults. I wanted to talk about two people who last week got in some hot water, and I wanted to talk about the severity of it. I wanted to talk about The Rock, and then I also wanted to talk about Mone, right? So, with The Rock, I'm saying like a lot of the higher-ups there were upset with his use of profanity and what he's been saying. And, he kind of gave a little pushback saying like, this is what he is and this is what he does. And, as far as business-wise, it works. They're selling out shows. People want to see The Rock, and they're cheering for him, and they're booing him. He's giving people mixed emotions. So this is my take on it. Now, this is how The Rock has been doing stuff for years, even in the Attitude Era. That does not mean that he should, just because you do something for years and you make money off of it, doesn't mean that you should continue to do it because you make money off of it. I think the Bloodline story is pretty good. Now, I'm not asking to water it down, but I do understand why. When you have people, you have family-oriented people that try not to use profanity. You have kids that watch it, and you don't want your kids to be cursing and talking about crack like The Rock is and stuff like that. So I definitely understand it, because as a promoter, and I'm not trying to put my wrestlers on the spot, I love them guys and gals, is that sometimes I'll be like, hey guys, I need a promo to promote the match and the show. Try not to use profanity, and then sometimes profanity just slip out, because I'm not saying that's just part of their vocabulary. It's just sometimes when you're so passionate about something, you're going to curse. Like even when Booker T was speaking about Hulk Hogan and he called him the N-word, we remember that, right?
Go, sucker! Hulk Hogan! We coming for you, nigga! I should point out for the record, Stevie Ray looked.
And, he was scared about his job. It's just that sometimes those kind of words flow. With The Rock, we already know that's how he talks in real life for the most part when it comes to profanity and stuff. So I don't think it's something that's like obviously going to punish him who's at the board. I don't really think he's going to really water it down. Maybe he'll slow a couple things up, maybe, or whatever, but I don't think it's something that like is going to mess him up or mess up the character or mess up the ratings and stuff like that. Because The Rock don't even need to curse. I just think it's just a part of it. When Stone Cold comes back from time to time with promos and giving stunners and stuff like that, he's cursing, he's saying he's saying some stuff too. But I definitely understand from the aesthetic, but still, this is what brought a lot of fans of wrestling to the dance to watch WWE, was the Attitude Era. So this is what I be saying about like how some people wanted the Attitude Era back, and you got like a dash of it, and people are upset with the dash. Now it's too much seasoning, even though I don't consider dash seasoning. Dash is not seasoning. I don't know what that is. That's just dried up vegetables on your food. But you get what I'm saying when I say it, right? But anyway, so that's how I feel about that situation. Like I said, sometimes people are very passionate about what they do, and sometimes profanity is within it, I also wanted to talk about Mone. Now, a lot of people are saying she's in a little hot water because of the interview she did before she debuted in AEW. And I've talked about it too in the Good, Bad, and the Ugly video about her debut, was that she was like, she's going to go back to WWE. Yeah, that makes the company that you're at a stepping stone or a showcase for your talent before you go back to the #1 wrestling company. Now, I definitely understand why people would be upset, especially people in the backstage and people who work for AEW would be upset. Listen, and I've said this too, it's just that sometimes some wrestlers, they'll let everything out, and, you know, they'll let our locker room, they'll let everybody know our terminology, what goes on in our locker room, contracts, what was supposed to happen over what happened. Like, even that, what I'm saying now is somewhat a little bit too much for some people, because some people just want to watch wrestling, they don't want to know certain things. But for her, and like y'all do know I'm a big Mercedes Mone fan, for her to go somewhere on an interview a few days before she goes to AEW to say, hey, you know, I'm going to be back there, is crazy, because the contract is true. She's supposed to be allegedly the highest paid wrestler out there, and then you turn around and being like, hey, I'm gonna be back. Then we obviously know why you went to one company. I don't know it personally, but hey, man, that is some crazy stuff. Crazy chips and dip right there. You know, you gotta be careful. You know, you have to at least allude that you are happy at where you're at, and this is the best company. Like, her promo for the most part on Big Business was a very good promo to me about why you chose this and why you chose that. Regardless if it's authentic or not, it's just a part of the game in professional wrestling. But dog, you went to an interview and said, like, I'm gonna be back to this other company. This was worse than Ospreay. Remember when Ospreay said he was signed to All Elite Wrestling, but he had to go back to New Japan to finish out his contract? I was like, why do a promo announcing this? Like, these people seen you before. Y'all could have waited. Y'all could have had him debut when his contract was over. Like, we've seen him wrestle before. So this is a little different, because regardless of what people want to say, and if you feel bad and don't like how, you know, your opinions, you know, she is the more popular wrestler than Will Ospreay and even Okada. I mean, it is what it is, but still, when you have that star power that you could potentially drive more people to watch your product, and then that star says, hey, I'm going to go back to the company that you guys know me from, kind of does leave people a sour taste in people's mouth or whatever like that. You get what I'm saying? You know, if I got my job and I'll be like, hey, I might go to my other job, and I'm very vocal about it, you know, even on social media, you know, be careful what you put on social media. That may feel a certain way, you know, and I do feel like if this is legit that people are mad or upset, I could definitely understand it. You know, I'm sure these people are going to try their best to make her feel comfortable. Maybe not. Like I said, I don't know these people, but still, you know, hey, I'm going to go back. And it's just like, it solidified that she was going to AEW. I mean, we all knew what was going on, but still. And I felt, even without her talking about it, that she would be back. I think a lot of people in their mind was she's going to go back to WWE when she feels like it. Or when, you know, or when cooler heads prevail, because I'm sure they're in speaking relationships now. But yeah, hey, I'm going to this company, get paid a lot of money, and then I'll be back at the company y'all really want me at. That's how I took it, and I'm sure that's how a lot of other people took it too. Now, AEW is their home. They can't go to WWE. WWE does not want them. They can do independence and stuff like that. They can do what they want in AEW. So yeah, of course they're going to be up in arms when somebody feels like they're not representing or resting for the company that I'm sure they put their blood, sweat, and tears in. And I know that Mercedes, with her work rate, she's going to put her blood, sweat, and tears too. But a lot of people are like, well, why would you just say what you're going to say? You have to try to make sure the company that you wrestle for feels like the number one company in the world, even if it's not. So I definitely understand. Like I said, I definitely understand both of them. I understand why they want The Rock to chill with wrestling and talking with the profanity and talking about crack. I don't think he's going to stop that. With Mercedes, you know, she could, I don't want to say put herself as a marked woman, but I'm sure some people do feel a certain way. But I'm like, well, y'all should kind of feel a certain way about Ospreay. Like, hey, I'll be back. But still, I don't think that was good for her to say, like, hey, I'm going to go back. Even if you are, like, we know you are. It's just that you don't want to say that a few days before you debut to another professional wrestling company. It's just what it is. You know, we had a contract. It's basically 3 years, and she has an option to extend, allegedly. I think after that third year, regardless of the business is good or not, I don't think she's going to extend. I think she's going to go back to WWE, in my opinion. I don't think she's going to do the 5 years. You know, money is a lot. That's a lot of money. She's getting what she deserves. But sometimes people make the money that they want or they desire, and then they check out. People retire after a certain quota, after a certain pension. Sometimes people have so much money, they'll be like, hey, I don't want to continue to make a lot of this money. I want to go back and do what I want to do, because, you know, you want to try to make a lot of money. Sometimes it requires a lot of hard work. Now, it's a little different because WWE, I do feel like you're going to work a little bit harder than AEW personally, because of promotions and all this other stuff that you have to do. But still, even if she goes back to WWE and they don't pay her as much as AEW did, that's fine, because she has the money that she has desired for the past 3 years when she goes back to WWE. You know what I'm saying? And it does put like a little asterisk by Mercedes Moné's AEW run. Because now a lot of people are saying, they're going to say when she goes back to the WWE, or before she goes back to the WWE, hey, Mercedes Moné is the AEW Women's Champion. She's doing great things before she goes back to the WWE. Hey, she had match of the night. She's doing great before she goes back to the WWE. Oh, look, Mercedes Moné is in catering. She got the eggs and she got the bagel before she goes back to the WWE. So you know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things that, you know, she kind of put out there, even though we knew it. It's just the thing is, it's what you say sometimes and how you say it or whatever like that. I'm not sitting here saying I'm disappointed in her at all, because this is what a lot of people want to hear from wrestlers, unfortunately. And, you know, maybe she just wanted to be honest. And, you know, if she in her truth, she in her truth. So what do you guys think? You guys think they deserve to get in trouble? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.